Well, welcome back, Menches. You're probably thinking, why is this guy dressed the same way as he was when he did the WordPress episode? Well, that's because I don't wear the same clothes like day in, day out. It's just that we were on a roll today. So I thought before I enjoy this afternoon sun, I wanted to just cover one more thing. And that was I wanted to do the overview of these platforms for you, and then I'm just going to race out and enjoy the sun. So let's get started. But before we do, you know the routine, guys. If you haven't already, please subscribe, please. I love knowing that what we're putting out there to the universe is actually being received, and it's great to see so many people interested in what we're presenting here. And also, I'm here to help. So if you have a question about an episode or any one of my episodes or this, what we're about to go into with the overview, just email me at darren@unetdesign.com. And even if you had a question of your own, you're starting a project or something, sure, let me know about it. I'd love to help you kickstart that program and get it off the right way. All right, so let's do a recap. These are the things that I would like for you to remember. Okay, so the first thing is platforms have their strengths and weaknesses, so it's up to you to know what you require. Okay, so what do you need from this platform? Is it e-commerce? What is it? Ease of use? Whatever it is, you need to know by doing your homework about that platform. Also, do your homework with the learning curves, the site tools, ownership, customer support, and the pricing. Those are all areas that business owners have always been shocked once they bought a plugin or a template, and then they realize, oh, I had no idea that there were so many tools, or the learning curve, or I didn't know that the agency wasn't giving me ownership of the website after they built it. So, and then pricing. Is it a subscription-based site? Or is it going to be like the WordPress site where you just have that user license one time? There's going to be other expenses depending on what you want, support and stuff. But the pricing is not going to be monthly if you go with WordPress. So think about your budget. Think about what you really want. Do you want to rent your website or do you want to own your website? Make sure the platform matches the energy, the brand of your business, and that it's taking care of you right now as well as in the future. What are your goals now for the business? And what are your goals later for the business? And this platform that you're considering, will it accommodate you now as well as in the future? What expansion plans do you have? If you don't know, then I would think about it before you start deciding on the platform that you want. So make sure you know where you want to go before you choose that platform. Also, read the small print. Every add-on or support program impacts the cost, right? So you just want to make sure that if you have a budget in mind, you've got to stick to that budget, right? So you want to make sure that you're reading the small print. And if you don't have the patience to read the small print, email me, Darren@unetdesign.com, and I will help you look that over and make sure that you're staying clear of some pitfalls, okay? There's a lot of common pitfalls, and a lot of them is around the work expectations as well as ownership. Those are usually the two greatest areas. All right, so defining who will be managing the site and who will help determine the best platform for the job. Okay, so what platform would be best for you? Who is going to be maintaining this website? Is it going to be you? So if so, that's great. If you're having a friend, family, or favor doing it for you, I caution against that. But hopefully, when you are putting together your plans for the right platform, you're thinking who's going to be managing it consistently and when you need it done. So you have to be clear on those expectations. If you're starting to build your village of support, you need to make sure that they're reliable and competent, okay? So kind of stay away from the friends, family, and favor stuff. It's usually just filled with disappointments and frustrations. Get everything in writing. Absolutely get everything in writing. This includes reasonable project timelines and division of labor, and stick to it. One thing that I always remind my clients is you lead by example. So when you bring in a designer or developer and you're not paying attention to the timeline, or you're not delivering the expectations, how can you hold them accountable? So always lead by example. Make sure that your stuff is on time. No one's waiting for you. If you're working with a design team, you're not holding up the project. You're always putting the pressure on them to make sure that they're sticking to that timeline. So please make sure that, and even if you do the friends, family, or favor, if you absolutely have to, all the more important to have that project timeline and those expectations laid out, and it's really understood that this is business. We have to get this done. This is necessary. Okay. All right. What else? Well, we need to also look at what's out there. So the platforms that we spoke about, they serve a combination of different levels. So they all cater to a certain level of ability. So Wix, Weebly, Squarespace, very user friendly. They've got drag and drop features, majority of control without coding. It's really it's nice. Again, just ask yourself, what do you want? Do you want ownership? Then a subscription website may not be the way to go. But if you want ease of use, get something really quick, have like a 6-month, 12-month projection before you decide you want to go up to the next level with the platform, then that's fine. But you just try to minimize your costs. And if you need to go with a subscription website, just ask yourself, how long do you need to go with the subscription website? Is ownership important to you, right? Okay. So many will offer domain hosting and templates. That's helpful if you want to quickly get up and running. Tools and features will vary depending on the platform. And there's usually a free version, I say freemium, and a premium version. So take advantage of those freemium offers. They usually have anywhere from a 1-week trial or 2-week trial to a 2-day period, whatever, but certainly long enough for you to make that determination if it's going to be in your wheelhouse. Also, you've got a great resource on YouTube, a lot of helpful videos. You just type in, let's say, WordPress dashboard for beginners, introduction, and then put in the year 2024, just so you know that you're getting the most recent reviews and most recent information. And then also, I want you to know the difference between freemium and premium. So usually where the difference lies is in the back-end control. You really don't have as much back-end control, meaning like access to the SEO settings. Maybe you don't have access to update things on your website or install new things on your website. So there may be some back-end control limits. Also, updates and fixes, you probably will not be a part of that because it is a service that you buy into with a premium version. So freemiums is just a great way to try out the platform or the dashboard, see if you like it. But it's dangerous to go with a freemium platform or theme for your business because you're not going to have the updates, you're not going to have those fixes. So it's just a question of when, not if, but when that goes out, how are you going to get that back online? So it could be, maybe your theme doesn't cooperate with Android phones or something's really, wonky. Will you have the means to fix that? That's why with a freemium version, you will not. You will just have to live with it until you can get someone to fix it. And I don't even know then if you can have the access to fix it. You would just have to probably abandon it and go with something else. So also technical service support. You've got to know what's out there. There's some that do offer technical support, have great customer service support guidance, and then there's some that don't even offer it at all. So I have seen that they're really, what's dying is the phone support. So you don't be freaked out that you're going to see a lot of these developers just saying, you want to get in touch with us, then, we have email chat. That seems to be a very popular method these days. So And most of them will turn around within 24 hours to give you the answer. So when you do reach out to a developer for support, make sure that you include screenshots and a really crystal clear picture about what's going on. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait another 24 hours, and time's precious if you're trying to fix something. All right, also advertisements and branding from the platform provider. So like Wix, if you're going with the free version, people are definitely going to know it's a Wix website. It's going to be on your domain extension and all that stuff. You're going to see ads. It's not really professional. So if you're going to have someone else's brand or advertising attached to your website, well, let's put it in perspective. You're looking for an attorney, and the attorney is blah 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 at gmail.com. That's not too impressive, is it? Okay, well, wouldn't look so good for your business either. So let's stay away from those advertisements and brandings from platform providers. Also, domain attachments. So that's where I was saying with Wix, if it's freemium, they're going to tack on that Wix.com. So it'll be your domain name at Wix.com. Advertisements and branding, right? And then either version you will not be able to take with you. So this is a surprise to those who hire an agency or independent developer. Again, that is an essential question to ask before you talk to anyone, before you sign anything with an agency or a developer. Who owns it, and what does that mean? What does ownership mean to them? Ownership to me means that I'm taking it with me. I can make the updates. I can choose who I want to host it with. I don't need them to maintain and operate that website. Now, if they can do that, and they can say, yeah, that's exactly what you get, that's good. That's very good. So that's really what you're looking for, okay? All right, so the platform overview. Let's talk about Wix real quick. Good e-commerce for beginners or pros. 700 plus templates and many plugins. So there are enough plugins in that community that I think you would be happy with. Easy drag and drop float editing. It's really cool. I was really impressed. And then to calibrate mobile with the desktop, it's independent. It's very easy to do. And a free version they do have, but it's usually, it could, depending on, you're just setting up like a basic business, it could be anywhere from $16 to $59 a month. Now remember, this is a basic kind of platform, so it may add a little burn to you and your budget if you're paying $60 a month for something that you're never going to own. So that's where it comes in to make sense that you're keeping a 6-month or 12-month goal of getting off of something like this and onto something that's going to give you better representation, that sizzle to your business, first impression. All right, and then the level of difficulty, I would say, would be about a 4 out of 10. Okay, so that's not too bad. I mean, for those who have never really done web development before, Wix is great for that. Weebly, I would say, is next in line with being, having that ease of use. It's really good for small businesses and online stores. About 50-ish templates. Now, that's at the time we made this video, so things could have changed, but I'm giving you an overview at this time. So it does have, somewhat of a template library. You may feel like, well, I do see the industry that I'm in, but it just doesn't capture the vibe. And that's some of the things that I found with these templates. It's like, it's close, but it's not really, doesn't have that first impression wow factor that I'm looking for. And when I say wow factor, first impression, I'm not talking about animations and things flying in and the site being obnoxious. I just want someone to feel like, I've been around, I'm in business, and I look permanent. So it's got to have a good showing, right? All right. So drag and drop and predefined editing. I really enjoyed working with clients who were building with Weebly. Easy to set up e-commerce with Square. You would find that really enjoyable. If you are doing an online store, their e-commerce is pretty straightforward. I enjoyed setting that up with Square with a couple of clients. Now there is a free version, or you're looking at about $6 to $26 a month to run just your basic website for business. So remember though, the cost does not include any third-party additions that you may want, like a tool or feature. So I'm just giving you a ballpark, okay? Also, let's see, the difficult level for this, we just bumped it up a little bit. Not much of a difference, but I gave it about 5 out of 10. And I did that only because you would have the e-commerce and the setup. So, but it is very straightforward. With Squarespace, it requires more of a learning curve, but it is totally doable. It's also got about 100 plus simplistic, and I don't mean that in a negative way. It's just that they're not really elaborate designs, but they're effective designs. And there's about 100 or so of those. They've got drag and drop predefined page sections, which can be a good thing if you feel like, well, I don't have time to really think about the layout and how I want my page to look. So over here, I can pick page elements, and it will show me examples of different about sections or price lists and stuff like that. And all I would have to do is just drag that in onto my canvas, and voila, I have that section or that page created. It's cool, but you may feel like if you have like a design background that it could be limiting because it's not really giving you exactly what you want. But it's ideal for people who don't really have much of a background in design or the patience. So to have those predefined sections can be a very cool thing, very helpful. Onboarding can take some time to do, so that's like the sign up and getting through the onboarding process. Not like it's going to take you a long time. It's just a little longer than just the others. There is a cool very generous 14-day trial. But you're looking at probably $12 to $40 a month, and now we creeped up again to now 6 of 10. So again, what we're doing is we're stepping up one platform at a time, right? Each one is giving us more features. So we've got Shopify, great basic and advanced e-commerce. It's such a powerful platform if you're running a store. Basic SEO and third-party apps are usually required. So, but they do have quite a store where you can add things to improve the user experience when they're at your store and such. Site tools and features. Just remember that they will cost for each one of these plugins, and then it gets pretty expensive. And with Shopify, those expenses do add up pretty quick. So you just want to make sure that these third-party apps, you are really going to need them and you're going to use them. Less edit control, so you don't have the drag and drop ease of use. It is more technical to build those pages, but not impossible. It is totally doable. Like I said, if you're the person who will open up and when you get your new phone and just start pressing buttons, or your mind just wants to learn what this is all about, these platforms are great. Shopify, even WordPress, which is going to be next. Don't let these platforms intimidate you. Absolutely, they are next level e-commerce with Shopify. WordPress, I think that's next level with overall just the web platform. But even though it's next level, it is totally doable. And there's great helpful communities out there to help you really grasp this. There is a free version, but you're looking at anywhere between $9 and $2,000 a month. Yes, that does say 2K on there. So it depends on what you're requiring, right? I mean, there's a lot. So if you do your homework, there's not going to be any surprises. It's self-hosted. It's with no website integrations. So that's cool, but the difficulty level will vary on you. So, what are you wanting to take on? How much do you want to learn right now? I work with a lot of small business owners who willfully take this on because they'll save themselves a tremendous amount of money by doing it themselves. But it's also very empowering for them because now they could add things to their store and not rely on anyone charging them per hour to do the simple stuff for them. So, and now we go to WordPress. WordPress, like I said in my presentation, largest template and plugin library. It is nice, but that could also work against you. If you are like a kid in a candy store with plugins, you're going to weigh down your website. You may welcome, some security compromises and such. So be careful with that. But loads of templates out there, and the templates, the first impression, most of them are just really amazing stuff. And they are mobile responsive, and I do want to say that these platforms all pretty much are mobile responsive. So that's not a selling point just for WordPress. So these are now to today's standards, which they have to be mobile ready and responsive. Okay, so you can take it with you in most cases. And that means that if you're not working with an agency, you're not signed up with a developer and you're using their properties, in most cases you can take it with you. That means you can assign it the hosting that you want. You could take it to whoever you want. It is yours, and you will have full control of who has access to that website as the administrator of that site. So it's wonderful, but remember, that is a very important question to ask, ownership. All right, very intuitive, but a higher learning curve. It is pretty intuitive, but you need to make sure that you're watching those videos. I thought what was really helpful to most is when you realized how the dashboard was laid out. And that was such a time saver for people who were developing in WordPress, because the WordPress dashboard, that side menu can be overwhelming. But if you really spend some time learning the dashboard, you will pick up confidence and efficiency within WordPress by using those, or any of these tutorials that exist on YouTube will help you tremendously with your confidence and your efficiency when using any of these. So I encourage you, please, to use those resources that are out there. It's excellent with SEO and creative control. You do have a lot of that. You have back-end access. Of course, you have that access if you own that website. Now, if an agency or a developer is doing the updates for you, they will not give you full access to your website because they don't want you breaking the website. That I don't really like, because then that means you're reliant on that developer or that designer to make every single update that you are more than capable of doing. So I'm not really a fan of having limited access. That's yours. You deserve 100% full access as an administrator. And usually there's just a one-time user fee, to purchase that template, and it costs anywhere between $14 and $99. So that's pretty reasonable, and then you get a really productive or attractive website for just that amount, and it's not reoccurring. So it's the only things that are going to be reoccurring would be the domain, which you're going to have with any website, the hosting, true of any other website. But then when you have any third-party applications, those are what's going to be due at the end of every year. And if you went through the WordPress plugin library and you purchased, well, yes, that's going to be due if you want to continue with that plugin subscription. So those would be the recurring costs. Difficulty level, again, like Shopify, it varies by individual. I've seen people with they never built a website, and then they jumped on this and they built it within 4 weeks, and they just absorbed all that information, and they loved the platform. So any of these are fun, but it will take time to learn them. Okay, some you'll learn a lot faster than others, and then just another reminder that even if we're talking about Shopify or WordPress, that these prices don't necessarily mean, it doesn't include the third-party applications that you may be adding to those platforms. So also, if you need the help in either finding the right platform or building the website. You need self-guided one-on-one assistance. That's what I do offer. You could go to unetdesign.com and read all about it, but you could certainly have my 25 years of experience guiding your project. So from concept to completion, we will build your website. We'll also be looking at how to effectively write SEO, search engine optimized content, as well as developing your website, like I said, from concept to completion, and breadcrumbing or creating a breadcrumb campaign so everything from your social media leads back to your website, and we can do that by keeping the integrity of your brand across the board, which is very important. And then the difficult level, I specifically made it easy for all. I mean, anyone could do it. Basically looking over your shoulder, and I'm teaching you how to build your exact template that you chose for your business. So, okay, marketing mentions. Well, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I covered all 5 of the mainstream platforms for you. We discussed the overviews and considerations that I want you to keep in mind when you are choosing the right platform for your business. So, thank you so much for joining me. And there's going to be a new episode coming out, and it's going to be about how we get people to and through your website. So, before I would like to just ask you to please subscribe. So then when that new episode does come out, then you will get a shoulder tap and you will know when that comes out. I'm hoping to get back on schedule with having an episode one each week for you. So we are just now coming out of the think tank with all the different episodes that we have coming up for you. So now that we have our game plan, you're going to start seeing some more. We're back on track. But please subscribe, and not only do you get the shoulder tap, but you also get the to be a part of a very motivated marketing community. So I love the questions that I'm getting from you guys. I love how driven all of you are in wanting to learn this stuff and apply it to your own business. So keep up the great work. But please subscribe and tell your friends, please. If anyone is in business that you know of, send them over to the Marketing Mensch. This stuff is 100% free. So, and I am in your corner to help you. So if you have any questions about anything that you've seen here on this channel, or if you have a question about your own project, write me at Darren@unetdesign.com, and I'll be happy to help you get your project off to a great start. Just starts with give me your question. All right, everyone. So with that said, I'd just like to thank you one more time for joining me, the Marketing Mensch, and stay tuned for some new upcoming episodes to be launching here real soon. As always, stay happy, stay creative. Thank you so much. Take care, everyone.